All right, David and Eddie, thank you all so much for being willing to do this exit interview with me just to talk about the work that we got to do together. So, Eddie Coger is the founder of Wesmore, an incredible education organization focused on raising mental health awareness for kids. And they have most recently developed a curriculum, which I helped you to write, as well as put together some other things so that we could move sales forward in your business. So, can you talk about what your experience was like working with me and why you would recommend me to other education businesses looking to hire a consultant?
The value and importance of getting along with people, enjoying people, laughing with people, never going, oh gosh, one more, Zoom call with Christina. It's a life beater, and it's like, nothing like that ever happened in any text, any email, any Zoom call, any Google Meets that we did. It was all upbeat, fresh, never challenging, super fun, and we got a lot done. And she took our product from, let's say, 20% and knocked in 80%.
I've kind of taken his whole journey from, just him being something by himself to taking all of the lessons that he's learned and the curriculum that he was writing for years, and turning that into something that's a feasible product. And Christina was absolutely essential to make that happen. We were really struggling. I don't come from an education background. And it was mostly me and Eddie and, a couple other people, but we didn't have the expertise that Christina had as far as understanding curriculum, what teachers want and what they need and all of that stuff. And she communicated it very, very clearly as to kind of what should our next steps be. I can help you make this. And, because of that, we were confidently able to bring a product to market that we were really excited about. And it was, like Eddie said, it was fantastic to work with her on pretty much everything from, creating the curriculum to consulting about, hey, what's the best time to enter the market? When should we start focusing on sales? And, she's extremely knowledgeable about the whole education industry, and we had an amazing time working with her, and probably will in the future. So
thank you so much, David.
Yeah, of course.
So as the marketing director, David, you and I collaborated on several documents, if you will, to kind of help push the product into the market. One of those things was the curriculum roadmap. Another was the services guide for Wesmore. Mm-hmm. So how did you see those two things really enable to move like the curriculum that you all were, that we were wrote, and two, that we wanted to get into schools? How did you see that help that process?
It really helped us whenever we were creating that curriculum roadmap and doing all the other stuff, was figuring out how do we turn our brand into, how do we come up with just a few ways of putting the product all together? What are those categories? How should we price those? All of that kind of stuff. And it really made it come from just kind of an idea, and like a good idea, and one that we had spent a lot of time working on, into, taking it that next level to getting it into a place where you can easily describe it to a person in 10 seconds. So
we had a product, but we really probably didn't have enough, confidence to go, we got a product now that we can sell.
Close that gap, right, between like, what's the language that you all need to be using to sell this product versus what are we actually going to put into the deliverable, into the product. And we did both of those things together. And a lot of people think, oh, well, we've got to have the product fully finished, right, before we put our offer out there. And we did the opposite. We were able to put the offer out there with your services guide, with your curriculum roadmap. And then once, right, we knew there was interest in this curriculum, we built it. And so that's the cool thing about sales copy that's effective, right? When you're able to communicate how your product changes lives, then you can, once you know people want it, then you can create it. And so it's almost a reverse process of sorts, right? But how much more awesome is it now that we got like the services guide and that curriculum roadmap
Right.
out there, and then people said, we want this. And then our time and energy, right, was actually worth it.
And just put this thing from an idea to a package. So
Yes. And it was an honor to be able to put the idea into the package. I cannot wait to see the impact on all the schools that you all continue to have. So thank y'all for your time.
Yeah,
thank you.
of course.